And that leads me to something about Cincinnati State that I love.
Okay.
Those first 2 years of university are just repeating high school, right? So when I came to Cincinnati State, it was totally the opposite. I got to learn exactly what I came to school for. I wanted to go nationwide with this. I still want to. And COVID struck again and again and again. So I'm like, I got to find a way to understand how to be sort of bulletproof through these kind of things.
Yeah, right.
So that's when I made the decision to come to Cincinnati State. Hey, I need to know business in and out.
When you're ready to receive an opportunity, they're there.
Yes.
But a lot of times in life, we're really closed off to opportunities. We're not ready. We're not open to it. But you were ready. You were ready for that.
What makes us resilient? What makes some people continue to pursue their goals and dreams in spite of roadblocks or challenges? What if all we needed was an opportunity? Imagine if we trusted our talents, our abilities, and our strengths, then took a chance on ourselves. FutureProof is a Cincinnati State faculty and student-created podcast where students, alumni, and employers share adventures in learning outside of the classroom. We hope you will cheer, cry, and laugh along the way as we share our students' stories of resiliency and overcoming the odds. Find out what happens when we finally stop saying no and start saying yes.
Hello and welcome to FutureProof, the Cincinnati State podcast where we interview guests who are alumni of Cincinnati State, and we talk about their experiences as students, what they're doing now, and really just share their stories of resiliency and grit and perseverance. For those of you who might be new to the podcast, we often are interviewing guests who are took a long time to come back to school, did a lot of different things, had a lot of careers, and finally chose to see what community college had to offer and make some changes. I'm Jayne Martin-Dressing. I'm a co-op and internship coordinator at Cincinnati State.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Eimee Donbar, and I'm the interim associate dean of the business division. Good. Thank you for being with us.
Welcome.
We have today, our guest is Rodriquez Stephens.
Correct.
Did I say that correctly?
Yes, that's correct.
And you go by Rod, correct?
Yes, Rod is fine with me. You can call me Rod anytime.
All right. So, Rod, you are one of our first guests
Oh, really?
from business.
Shout
We
out.
haven't had any business folks. We've had humanities and sciences. We've had engineering. And so,
See, look at me breaking barriers.
yes,
first.
breaking
Last year,
barriers,
right.
breaking barriers.
Yes.
And Rod, you're a graduate of our business management program.
Yes.
And nonprofit business owner,
Yes.
and many, many other things, and we're going to get to those. But tell us a little bit about, how you got to Cincinnati State. Was it your first college experience?
No,
Cincinnati
this is the second time coming. Started
Second
way,
time.
way back in the late
Okay.
1900s for you young
Yes,
people.
well, we're from the 1900s
That's
too.
our
That's
line.
our
We
line.
didn't ask him, but
We
we
didn't-
gotta
we do have to ask him. Okay, we're gonna
You look
because
too
we asked.
young, but you
No.
said old. Let's go.
You see these grades?
Okay.
No,
I know.
no.
But this is what we ask everybody. This question: do you know Laverne and Shirley? Do you know who Laverne and Shirley
Of
are?
course I do.
Okay, let's
That was
go.
my show.
That was his show. We're gonna do it, and we'll
Give
do
us
it
day.
our way. Yes. Okay.
Laverne and Shirley. Who else?
Wait.
Okay.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Welcome back, Carter.
Welcome
I
back.
grew up school days, all that.
Oh,
Okay.
Sanford and
school
Son.
days.
Sanford and Son.
All that.
Do-do-do-do.
So, yeah, that's my era.
All right,
What's your
we love
favorite
that.
show then? Growing
My
up.
favorite show growing up is not in that era. It was in Martin. I would say Martin.
Martin.
Of course, so-
Martin. I love it.
That's
Gina.
the one.
Damn
Yeah.
it, Gina.
I love
That's
that.
that's
Oh,
my
I
one.
love
So-
Martin.
That's a
You
good
kind of look
show.
like Martin a little bit.
No, come on, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, Martin, I rank them. So
Martin.
Sanford and Son.
Okay.
I'm torn between My Wife and Kids, Bernie Mac, and
Okay,
Fresh
Bernie
Prince.
Oh, Fresh Prince.
So that's my top
do the
five.
song. Do
I
the
can't-
song. Do you still know the words to the?
Born in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Hold on, I
Wait,
forgot. Hold on,
you
how
know,
to start?
The uncle went away and the thing and the.
On the west side of I forgot.
Yeah.
We gonna try to redo it one day.
Okay, all right.
Don't
come back to
shame
that.
me for that one, but I
the
forgot.
Carlton. There he goes.
So,
listeners,
did
I
you
wish
see
you
the
could see
reboot?
Amy dancing.
No,
I wish you
yeah,
could see
it's
it.
bad. It's real bad. Earlier today, I channeled Arsenio Hall.
She
so
did. It
I
was
was
Yeah.
like,
awful.
right.
I remember that.
It's all
Yeah.
coming out. You put a
So-
microphone, and I'm like,
Well, it's all, the
regressing.
1900s are coming out.
The
Okay, so the
1900s.
1900s. Sorry, so back to which
Yeah.
I had no idea until you said that. I thought,
Yeah, I went to school at Alabama State. I grew up in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
So I'm not
Alabama
originally from
State.
Cincinnati, and I
Alright.
grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. South
We're
side
gonna
of
see
Atlanta.
if the southern accent starts coming
It'll
out.
come out
It'll
if
come
I
out.
get.
All right.
I
Okay.
try to speak so people can understand me because I had so many people. What you say? What you say? What you say?
Uh-huh.
Hey, I got tired of that, so I try to tighten it up a little bit. With
Tighten
my,
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Alabama State.
Alabama State.
Big Alabama State. Now that's a huge school, right? That's a pretty big school.
It's a SWAC school. It's not too big. It's about 5,000 kids
Oh, okay,
there.
okay.
Okay.
So SWAC is known where Deion Sanders went to Jackson State, and that was one of our rivals in the SWAC division. So
Oh.
Okay.
we played them their
Is,
first,
is
second,
this
third
a
year.
sport terminology, SWAC?
SWAC is the division. So
Oh, the
it's just
division.
the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
All right.
So,
Yeah, it's a. I don't. You're talking about somebody who doesn't have any athletic
Yeah, so
knowledge.
Southeastern's
Mhm.
Conference
Did
is
you
like
go to the
SEC.
Like
school
Big
because of
Ten,
sports?
SWAC,
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, you didn't. Okay.
So I graduated in College Park, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia,
Okay.
and I played music. I played football at first,
Okay.
but then music kind of changed my direction and saved me from the aggression I had, and I was able to put it into music.
Okay.
And got a scholarship to Alabama State, where I played for 3 years in the band there,
Nice.
HBCU style band.
Nice.
Yeah.
And,
What'd you play in the band?
I want to know how many credits you got after 3 years.
Not many. I was a party. I was a party person.
I'm
and
messing with
wasn't
you
focused.
because you were there 3 years.
Right.
And it was a lot of fun. There was some fun.
Too
3
much
years.
fun. So
okay.
I got a whole thing about that.
That's
but,
okay.
Alright.
We got time.
So my whole thing is when you're 18, 19, don't go right to school because
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
it
I
takes
know.
some time. Most people a lot of time to
The
figure out
first
what
2
they
years is
exactly
just
wanna
growing
do.
up
Right.
a little
Right.
bit, growing
Yeah.
up.
Right, and that leads me to something about Cincinnati State that I love.
Okay.
Those first 2 years of university are just repeating high school, right? So when I came to Cincinnati State, it was totally the opposite. I got to learn exactly what I came to school for. It was like
Oh,
business.
I love
Started
that.
out right with business. So
Okay.
back to the story, but yeah, I went to Alabama State, studied music, and ended up dropping out and getting a job because I was more focused on money
Right? Yeah.
because when you're a college student, you just live in a dorm and have no money and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
It gets old.
So,
You're ready
yeah.
to make some money. So
eating ramen noodles and whatever else you could find. So I wanted to get a job and focus on that, and I got a good job, and I thought I was going to be there for a while. I worked at AT&T as an operator, which I seen the writing on the wall. Operators are going to be out.
Okay.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
He mentioned the
AT&T.
term.
If you don't know what an
operator.
operator
Yeah.
is, young
Operator.
folks, you call a number and they
Yeah.
will give you the number to a place that you're looking for on
Yeah.
what street. So I was one
Man,
of those.
you going back to
persons.
the
Right.
Oh yeah.
1900s here.
When when
Covered
the internet
wagon.
came, it was
Yep.
no use for us. But that is not what stopped our job. 9/11 happened, and
Yes.
then they cut that division out.
Okay.
So, and I was making great money. I thought I was going to be there for a while,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So when that happened, it kind of devastated me, and I just went into the workforce. I knew I didn't want to be there, so I started making businesses with me and my friends. We would make
Mhm.
T-shirt shops and this
Okay.
kind of stuff, and I
So
did
you're
that
the
for a while.
entrepreneur a little
Yeah,
bit.
I did this for a while, all the way up into 2010, actually. From
Wow.
that
Okay,
on.
okay.
So there we did it from 2010 there, and then when I moved up here in 2010, I opened up a shop again here
Okay.
on North Bend Road, and
Yeah.
I did that for 2 years.
What was your shop?
It was Old Natty Tees. So Old
Natty Tees. Shout
It
out
was
to
a
Old
play
Natty
because
Tees.
my wife was from here. Yes.
Okay.
So I grew up on a street called Old National, and we called it Old Nat.
Oh, I love
and
that.
Cincinnati
and then
was
the
were
Natty.
from, right. So we
Yeah.
just combined both and made the shop.
You made
Nice.
T-shirts. You know,
Made
Yes.
T-shirts, custom T-shirts, and whatever else I can find.
That's still big. I mean, T-shirts are still big. Like
Yeah,
people
it's
are still-
saturated now.
It
It's so
is,
easy
it
to get
is.
into it, right? So
Yeah.
I had a lot of competition, but my band family in Alabama State kept me afloat
Nice.
for 3
Oh,
years.
because you did the band shirts.
Right, exactly.
That was your contract.
Yes,
Oh, that's
yes.
very good.
So
I love that.
having those connections made
Mhm.
everything stay afloat.
This is a theme that we've heard in the podcast is that we have a lot of guests who alumni who did the thing they loved. They were working in that field, whether it was business or being a chef or doing landscape or doing audio video stuff, but they didn't have the school behind it. And so then they always knew this is what they were meant to do, and they were doing it and they were working, but having that, what was that like for you to come back and sort of then get the credential behind it? Like, I know this stuff and I'm doing it, but now I'm like,
So you start to see that you fail in areas, right? So,
okay, yeah, you got stuff to learn still.
Right.
Mhm.
So you can't quite put your finger on like what am I doing wrong?
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
I'm able to sustain, but there's something I'm missing.
Yeah.
Where's the
So-
growth?
Right.
Yeah.
So I was able to stop that completely. Got a
Mhm.
job. And I'm like, this is not what I want to do. I was a store manager, and then I started a nonprofit. But the nonprofit was doing well, right? So I went from 5 kids the first year in 2016 to 40 kids by
Wow.
2019.
Mhm.
Then COVID happened.
Mm.
Then I went to Atlanta and started another line. So I had 2 lines here, two lines here, one in Forest Park and one in Evanston. Went to start the nationwide line because I wanted to go nationwide.
And this
With
is
the
the drumming.
nonprofit.
This
With the
is
drum
the
line.
drumming.
No,
The
nonprofit.
drum line.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry,
Yes.
sorry, sorry.
So we would let me explain that. We would partner with youth football teams
Okay.
Mhm.
and have kids sign up for to play drums at the game. So have
Nice,
kids who
yeah.
don't have anything to do. They don't want to play sports. I gave them an option to sign up and play drums if you want to learn music, and you can play at the
Drumline's
football.
cool too.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
So went down to Atlanta to open the 3rd line. I wanted to go nationwide with this. I still want to, and COVID struck again and again and again for like 3 seasons, right? So I'm like, I got to find a way to understand how to be sort of bulletproof through these kind of things,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So, and the knowledge to take this nationwide and sustain it. So that's when I made the decision to come to Cincinnati State. Hey, I need to know business in and out. What drives it? What keeps these companies open? Like now
Yeah.
that I'm at P&G, no matter what happens, they have a plan for everything, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
learning under them,
Yeah.
is
Oh
something
man,
I
I
can-
can't even imagine that
and
kind
it
of
started
learning.
here, right?
Yes.
Started here,
Mhm.
so
How did you? I'm so curious about this story. So you're doing business management, and
Mhm.
you've got this idea. You're an entrepreneur. You've been a business owner. You've been a shop owner. You've done all these things. What was the conversation like? Because I know Adam. Adam was your co-op coordinator. Shout out to Adam. What was the conversation like? Was it you that said, "I think I could do this P&G thing," or was he like, "Rodriguez, you need to do this"?
no. So we went through, and this is a funny story because the first co-op session that we tried to go into, it was Robert Half.
Yes, I remember that. Mhm.
They're first coming on
Yep.
to Cincinnati State, and they wanted a co-op, and I was ready to go in to learn human resources, and
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
those
Yes.
things, right?
Mhm.
And
I remember that. That was kind
they
of around.
kind of laid off from their company, and it kind of killed the program, right? So the next thing was, hey, you got an interview down at the Radisson downtown. I'm like, I saw the P&G
Yeah.
thing. No, we're not
Yeah.
going there. We're going to P&G. I'm like, that's the goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
So-
you were into it.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
do
You
this. Okay.
you were like, I'm going to P&G.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to the Radisson over P&G, right? I'm
Right.
just
Well, also, it's just that you were ready to learn. And okay, here's a company that's been around a long time.
200
What are they
years, right?
doing? What are they doing? They're doing something right.
200 years,
Yes.
and I had
Okay.
to learn. I get to learn at the feet of these people
Yeah.
Yeah.
about global business, not
Yes.
just something that. And I want to
And
take
how
this
to
nationwide,
pivot, how
right?
to change.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he said, "Hey, I need you in something." So I'm like, I can go to the Radisson and be a clerk at the front desk for $13 an hour, or I can just wait on P&G, right? And he was like, I get it. Let's do that then.
Mhm.
And he helped me focus on that. And Mr. Wait is such a great man.
Yeah.
For sure.
the way he thinks about resumes and how to put those together, I've
Uh-huh.
never heard it in my life. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This guy is somebody who wants to help everyone he comes
for
across.
sure.
Like
Absolutely.
I've
And
never
he's
met
going to
anyone
push
like
you
that.
to help yourself too.
Yeah.
He's
Right,
gonna,
right.
yes.
So
yes.
he stays on top of that. He was like, "Hey, what did you do?" I told him everything I do. It's like, "How did you help it? How did you help the company quantify it
Right.
Oh,
and
nice.
put that on the resume?" And
Mhm.
and that's what really helped my resume shine through to Procter and Gamble.
Yeah.
Right. And he also he runs sessions. I
Yes.
sat through one of his
Yes.
sessions to prepare students because as a co-op and internship coordinator, I place students in science at Procter and
Okay.
Gamble.
Okay.
He places business students, and so I went to one of his sessions to learn, how, and he prepares the students to because with Procter and Gamble, there's an assessment
Yes.
and
Mhm.
there's an application
Right.
and then there's an interview, and he helps students get ready for all of that. And did you go through those training sessions with
Yes.
him?
It seems like it was seamless, right? So
Oh, it is.
I did the resume, and then he had a session in his class. He said, "Come to my session
Mm-hmm.
and just see how the interviews go with
Right.
Procter and Gamble." So I came in and I met Ariana, who was the HR
Yes,
manager
yes.
at the time. She came in and did a session. I had already completed the assessment previously
Yeah,
because he had a class for that as well.
Yes,
So
yeah.
this is like in a week's time, right?
for sure.
Learned to do the assessment. I studied that for a week, go into his class, learned the interview process with Procter and Gamble.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's like, "Hey, you passed the assessment. What's your name?" And she pulled my resume that very next day and sent me an email say, "We want you to come in for
Wow.
the interview." Right.
That's great.
So his class is actually set up to help you thrive.
Mhm.
If you can get to Mr. Adam Wade,
Yes.
trust me,
Yes.
he will help you do what you're looking to do.
But there's also something internal. Like
For
people
sure.
people got to be ready for it.
Oh,
Yes.
And
yeah.
you've got to, it's like when you're ready to receive an opportunity,
hmm hmm
they're there.
Yes.
But a lot of times in life, we're really closed off to opportunities. We're not ready. We're not open to it. We got our arms crossed or
Yeah.
whatever. But you were ready. You were ready for that.
It took a while. Like I said, it
Mhm.
goes back to when I'm 18, 19. I wasn't ready for that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm here to get out the house and see what's next.
Mhm.
Whatever party it is, I can't accept at that point life, and I don't understand life to that
Yeah.
point, right? So, yeah, I've done the hard jobs. I've done those things that weren't going to go anywhere. So
Yeah.
it was time. So,
So now you're learning a lot.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. So you did how many semesters at Procter and Gamble for your co-op
I
experience?
did 3 semesters,
Wow.
right?
At Procter
Okay.
and Gamble.
At Procter
Can you
and
tell us a
Gamble.
little about your experience at Procter and Gamble?
Well, 2 semesters, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. That's
So
okay
were you
too.
supply chain? Where were you?
No, so yeah, it is supply chain network. I came in as a co-op under their demand planning analyst,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still a
Mhm.
demand planning analyst.
Okay.
It's almost like data analyst for those who don't know. You
For
kind of
sure.
forecast future supplies
Okay.
for all stores
Yeah.
in the probably the nation. Well, for
Yeah.
North America for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you graduated? Did you graduated?
I just graduated on
Yeah.
May 5th,
Congratulations.
right?
Hey.
Congratulations.
And thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really another experience I was happy
Yes.
to have in this new
Commencement.
journey, right?
Right.
So yeah, I give it up. Cincinnati State is where you belong. If you don't know where the university is gonna just like I said, that 2 years of core classes is fine,
Mm-hmm.
but if you really want to get into your major, you come to Cincinnati State, and you're gonna excel a lot faster
Yeah.
than just taking those core classes again.
You're gonna get your
and
hands
again.
on right
Right.
away. Yeah. So okay. So what year when you did co-op at P&G? Were you there? What was that? What was that like in terms of learning and training and what?
I laugh because
Yeah.
everyone's there so brilliant. Like you just don't feel like you belong in that room. But they
I was
like,
gonna
no,
ask
no, no.
you about that kind of sense of imposter syndrome, if you
Yeah,
will. Like it's such a
it's so hard, and everybody has that feeling because they place you in a room with everyone who's new.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, I think I need to quit because I can't grasp the concepts of what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah.
And
But
and
then
they,
you realize everybody feels that way. It's not
they
just
tell you
me.
like everybody feels like this. You
Mhm.
wouldn't be here if you weren't brilliant. You already beat the
I
odds. Right?
love that.
You beat the odds. There's
Yeah.
over 2 million people who apply yearly,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you're less than 1% of those people who got in this building.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you've beat the odds, but you just have to understand that you're not going to understand anything for at least a year.
Mm.
All right. So
It's
Wow.
reminding me a lot of our guest Sierra,
Yes.
who we had a guest earlier. She co-opted at Procter Gamble. In she was in the labs, right, doing some
Mm-hmm.
some
Mm-hmm.
testing in the labs.
research
as
and
her
development.
Yeah, research and development. Thank you, Rod. And she said to us, when I'm the smartest person in the room, that's when I need to get out and I need to
Yeah.
get
I'm in the
into
wrong
another
room.
room
Right.
Mhm.
and have people teach me. So Procter and Gamble said, "Hey, here you go. You're right on time. Let's go
Yeah.
in this room, same
Exactly.
room." Yeah,
There's so much brilliance around. You just don't feel like you can take it all in because they give it all to you at one time, and then it starts to slowly making an understanding for you. You start to get it. One day you just wake up and walk in like, I understand what you said today.
right.
After 6 months.
That's
Yeah.
that's so cool. I was having this. I was driving in to campus today, and I see this big billboard for Cincinnati State, and a student on there, a student that
Is it
we've worked
Cam?
with.
Is
It's
it Cam? I
It's
see
great,
Cam.
great
Shout out
thing
to
about
Cam.
what he wanted to be, and he could get there from here.
Mhm.
He knows he can get there from here. But it made me think about how many students just never, they didn't even know they were smart. They
Mhm.
didn't know that if really low expectations are placed on you, whether it's school you went to, home, neighborhood, family, all of that, and then suddenly you're like, I know all this stuff. I'm smart. I can do
Right.
all these things. And it sounds like you were having this experience where I'm here and I'm in this room. I'm in this room with all these talented people, but this is who I am too. Like, when
Right.
did it click for
Mhm.
you that, like, I got this? I can do this.
Mhm.
Well, I read a book called The Four Agreements, right?
Oh, she
Yeah.
loves this book.
I love that, right?
Oh my
It
God!
tells you-
Here we go. Here we go.
Me?
Here we go.
Just-
Make no
just-
assumptions.
Yeah, make no assumptions
Uh-huh.
and just don't and sin it against yourself. Basically, it's like don't think you can't do something
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah.
because people put these expectations on you if they are low and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
If you agree to that, then yes, that's what you are, right?
Yeah.
So that book kind of helped me shape and
great book.
Wow.
form and say, hey, look, if I'm in this room, I belong in this room.
Yes.
But I can also learn from anyone.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
doesn't matter if it's a child or if
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
adult or senior, whoever. So that book kind of helped me open and say, hey, look, you can do everything possible. You just have to believe that.
Mhm.
So that's
Beautiful.
I don't feel like I don't belong in anywhere. And then once I
Yeah.
change my mindset from that, I can accomplish anything, right?
Then you're just looking
Absolutely.
at what is the gift? What is the gift in here that I'm
Right.
walking into, and let me
Right.
discover it.
Right, exactly.
That's beautiful.
I'm just ready to conquer everything now. Just like I said, the knowledge is what I'm after, right? So it's not necessarily the job. The job is great. The job is
Yeah.
pays well. It's everything that you want. The atmosphere is great. I can't complain about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because I changed my mindset from what I once was at 17, 18 to 20 something. And now I'm reaping the benefits of changing that mindset, and now I understand what that really means.
I used to be, and now I am.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't define you. And I see a lot of people online that say that, oh, you from this place or that place, and you do this. And
Mhm.
that doesn't really define who I am, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So whatever your expectation is of me or whatever you place upon me, I don't have to agree to that. You can have your thoughts about me or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
I'm here to do
I don't
what
accept that version
Right,
of me.
exactly.
I don't accept
Exactly.
your version.
I don't
of me.
agree to that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have read that book twice. That is an excellent book.
That's
Rod.
excellent. I just said that to my daughter too. So
Yeah.
Aw.
she got that now.
Yeah.
So she just called me and said, "Oh, thank you. I love this book."
Oh,
So
it's so good.
How old's your daughter?
she's 22.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're seeing it all coming back.
Right,
aren't you?
right.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, she's 22 and starting out life. And
Mhm.
she doesn't have an idea what she's doing, but she wanted to go out there. So I was like, hey, do your thing.
Uh-huh.
So now she's starting to reel
Oof,
it back
you
in.
got to
man.
kind of let them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gotta let them. I will force it, but I'm like, no, you can't learn anything that way. You have to
Yeah.
see. You don't really believe it until you feel
Oh, for sure.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to feel the pinch a little bit
You gotta
too.
feel the pinch.
Got to get hungry. Got to
Yes.
get hungry.
And unfortunately, it takes a lot of us to learn that way. But why not eat off the plate that has the experience, right? And that's what I started to learn. If you got the
Yeah.
experience, let me just see what
Yeah,
you're doing.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
How'd you get
yep.
there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, so you want to take some of this knowledge and just business practices and put it into your own nonprofit. So you still, that's your goal, to get this going again. And what would that vision look like for you? What would success look like in that area?
I'm reaching for the stars. I want to have every drum line. I'm sorry, every youth football team with a drum line nationwide, and that's a big task.
Mm-hmm.
Call it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Like
say
Dave
it's a big
Parker
time.
used to point to that, right?
Right. I'm just reaching for what I see in my dream as far as where it can be. Like
Yeah.
no kid wants. Every kid doesn't want to play football or
Right.
basketball,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
only give you a couple options, right?
Yeah.
So if I can just something like this, a setup where kids can learn studio music or learn
Mhm.
percussion or learn anything they want to learn, I want to have that center of bringing people in. If you want to learn photography, because I want somebody to shoot these games if you're
Yeah.
at a football game. I want somebody to cook. If you want to learn how to cook, all right, I have a chef friend who can teach you how. So all of those things for kids, if they can learn what they want to early, I
Yeah.
think that helps. My daughter is started playing volleyball when she was about 12, and she's now about to enter her junior year in high school, and she's looking to go to Florida to play volleyball. So she
Oh.
found her sport way before they tell you at 15 or 13, whatever they tell you to do.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So if you can find that as young as 8, 10, your passion will.
And there's
ride
a connection, I think, really with music and the brain. And
Yes.
when you learn how to play music and there's a real kind of science math connection
Mhm,
too
for
in the
sure.
brain.
Oh,
And
100%.
just that's a challenge. It's, a different way of thinking.
Yeah, I did studies on those, and kids who study music, they tend to do a lot better in school.
Yeah.
And have a lot better, what you call, they situate. I don't know. I can't say situate, but they prioritize things in the proper manner.
Right,
Order.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Organized,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
absolutely.
I don't know. I just want kids to experience what I did because I had a lot of energy. I played
Mhm.
football, but it didn't do it for me. So when I started to do music and was put things together like that kind of saved me in a
Yeah.
sense. Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
I was a bad dude at first.
Oh,
You're a bad dude.
I was getting in trouble in fights and all this kind of stuff in high
Really?
school. Yeah, and then
Mhm.
once my godfather put me in music, he's
Yeah.
like, do
No,
this,
we're done.
and that kind of changed who I was.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you graduated from here just now,
Yes.
and you're headed to the University of Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you
He's
what are you
not done with college.
No.
He's got to
No.
go
He's
back
got
and
a
finish.
book.
He's got to go back
Yeah.
and finish it.
That is because I wanted to finish what I started 20
Yes.
some
Okay.
odd years
Yeah.
ago, right?
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I finished that, and then I told my mom. I don't know why I told her I'd get a master's degree.
Woo!
I don't know why, and I did it because. So this is a real interesting story. My mom, she couldn't read or write when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she could write, but she couldn't read.
Right.
And she told me it was most important for me to teach you how to read. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I was teaching you every night. And I would just go along with it and pretend. She said, I just wanted to get you to, if you can understand reading and math, you'll be successful. So
Wow.
she pushed me that way. And then I was like, hey, listen, my sister went back to school maybe 5 years ago and got her master's. And now she's about to graduate with her doctorate degree.
Wow.
And so now I was like, I can't not finish what I started,
Mm-hmm.
and then accomplish what I need to accomplish, and have my mom understand that her work it wasn't in vain, right?
She
Yes.
must be so proud of
Yeah,
you.
she is. And it made me cry to see my sister because I know where I came from. I came from absolutely nothing in Atlanta, Georgia, in the projects of Atlanta, Georgia, and to have an education is for both of her kids. I know she is overwhelmed from that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I want to accomplish. I want to accomplish what I started, but I want to have her understand what she did without even being able to read.
Wow.
To have two kids and raise them in a manner where they can go on well past what she was able to do. So,
What a testament to her.
yeah,
Yes.
that lady taught me life from. I mean, when I was 5 years old, she taught me.
I know.
Just lit up.
Yeah, that lady taught me well beyond my years. Before I got 18 and was grown, I was grown at 12, 13 years old and understood the reality of life at that point. So it made me grow fast and maybe a little too fast, but I think I was prepared well before I got to be an adult.
Yeah. Well, you were ready to learn. You were ready to
Yeah,
take on all
that
those
lady.
challenges.
She didn't play now, but it was
Yeah.
tough. It was
Yeah.
tough. She had no playing of the radio, but she
I love that
she pushed
story
me.
of teaching you to read, even though she didn't
She couldn't read.
know.
And I
all the
didn't know. You
words,
know,
You
I
had
was
no idea.
I had no
but
idea.
yeah.
And she would lay in the bed and make us read to
Yes.
her, right?
Yes.
So we didn't know that she couldn't read, but she would just every night before we go to sleep, we would have a math contest with me and my sister. My sister was older than me, so she would kick my butt every time, right? But we have a math
Yeah.
contest every night, and then we'll read a book.
What was the math
Oh.
contest? Walk me through it.
Multiplications,
Like
add.
who
your
could
times
fill out
table.
times
No,
tables?
it's not paper. It's just
To get shout
here.
out.
Yeah,
7
it's
times
just-
6.
Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All right, so you have
And
to be.
she'd school you.
She would school me. She's
Yeah.
3
Did
years
you
older
ever
than me,
win?
right?
Did you
The
ever
sevens are
win?
hard.
I've never won.
Never won.
She's a math genius, so
Oh
it
my
pushed me to
gosh.
be a math whiz too. So she's an accountant right now. So
Oh
Of
my
course.
goodness. Yeah.
So-
Right. Right.
and
I
so
love that.
and that's what pushed us. So she would have that competition. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow. So, what's next for you? Going to UC, you start in the fall, and you're going into what are you going to major in?
So I'm going to take the route of it's a business technology and
Mhm.
applied
Okay.
administration.
Yes, yes, okay.
So I want to just get an overall of everything
Yeah.
in business, marketing and
Yes.
business finance, and then I want to major. I haven't decided for masters if I want to go into finance or if I just want to just the MBA.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking MBA, but
Did they have a fast track program at UC where you do an extra year with your bachelor's, or how's that
they
work?
do have
Okay.
they have a 3. I think it's a 3-year
Yeah,
program.
right.
I think, and I just have to take calculus, so I'll probably be back here to take
Okay.
that class.
Yes.
Fine.
To
We
take.
recommend it.
No,
Right.
Keep coming.
yes.
Listeners, if anybody needs calculus,
No.
take it at
Yes,
Cincinnati State.
Trust
Yes.
me,
Mhm.
trust me. I have a kiddo who's in engineering, and he took Calc 3 here and absolutely loved it. Loved
Yeah.
it. He's
If you take
you
most
might
of your
find
classes
him.
here,
Take
yeah,
yours.
he's
all
over
your
there.
classes.
He's over there recruiting right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
take most of your classes here in Cincinnati State. For one, it's cheaper on your pockets, and then you get a great education. You don't have to
Yes.
go and pay for those same classes at
Mhm.
another university, right? So
Yeah. And it's smaller, and you are
you get
in
one-on-one.
classes with people that they're not all traditional age.
Right.
Everybody's walked a different path, and you get to learn from other people. Like you said, there's that experience of learning from others, whether it's a child, a kid,
Right.
somebody from another country.
Yeah, I met
and you get
people
all that.
who were in the Army who's 60. They had
Yes.
like 4 careers. I've met
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
kids who are in high school,
Right.
who are on the college program.
it's
All
wild.
kind of people.
You can
Yep.
find yourself here at Cincinnati,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
For sure. Well, thank you so much.
Is
Thank
that
you,
it? Are we ready to
Rod.
go?
Yeah.
Unless you got anything else you want to say, Rod? Is there anything you want to tell us?
I don't know. I just hey, come to Cincinnati State. I think you'll change your life here. It's not just a technical college. It's not just a 2-year college. It's a program that will change your life. Trust me. listen to that. I changed my life. Before I got here, I was driving Amazon. That was terrible.
Oh gosh.
It was fine. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't say terrible, but I just didn't see a future. But this changed my life, and now I'm here. So
Oh, thank you for
so
sharing your story. It's
Thank you.
it
thank
is
you guys
inspiring.
for having me.
No,
I
we're
feel like
so
I want to
blessed.
sit here all day with you
All
guys,
right,
but
that's
It's
fine.
fun.
That's
We-
fine.
we-
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And any shout out about your organization? Are you up and running? Are you is it still out there? Are people
it's
doing
still
this?
out there.
Okay.
A Child's Drums, which is an
Child's Drums.
acronym.
Thank
A
you.
child's dreams reach using motivation and skills.
Oh, nice. Dreams reached using motivation and skills.
And
Drum,
skills, yeah.
drums.
Oh, beautiful.
I just want to shorten it. I think I want to change it once we start back. I'm not sure if I want to just say dreams or if I want to go to a whole nother. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. But
Okay.
Come back and talk to us about how
Yeah.
you hit every school with a football team, getting a drum line.
that,
We can't
That'd
wait
be
to
great.
hear about it.
That'd
we
be
can't
great.
wait to hear about you.
I'll definitely come talk to you guys.
Good.
This was great.
Good.
Thank you, Rod.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you. And listeners, don't forget to like and subscribe to catch all of our new episodes. You can also reach out to us at FutureProof at cincinnatисtate.edu if you have a question or an idea for a show. And tune in to find out what happens when we stop saying no and start saying yes to our dreams.
The FutureProof podcast is brought to you from Studio 459, up on the hill at Cincinnati State's main campus in Clifton. This podcast is produced in conjunction with the Cincinnati State Audio-Video Production Program, its students and faculty. If you like what you heard here, please hit the subscribe button. If you're an employer or potential student interested in the programs Cincinnati State has to offer, please visit cincinnatistate.edu.